That's not a sport! That yeah. Let's try this from the beginning. Let's just try this from the beginning. Hello everyone, JRR here, and today we are going to cover sports. Okay, let's just try to break down the basics. We know there's sports, esports, and then there's this subcategory of sports that I'll get into last that I don't know why it's a... Nope, not going to go into that yet. Let's just break down the basics. Your basic sports come in like many different forms. You got your ball games, baseball, soccer, football, basketball, dodgeball, you get the idea. Balls. Something to do with the ball. Then you got your throw games. You know, javelin throw, the caber toss, hammer throw, discus, body throw. No, that's wrestling. Huh. Oh, it counts. So you got your throws, you got your balls, you know, throwing balls. Dodgeball is like to mix both. But then you got your other sports, which are just physical activities. Sprinting, running, dashing, the decathlon, things like that. You have those basic sports. You have the Olympian style sports, if you will. That's one set. The Olympian style sports. Boom. Actual physical activity. Go figure. Then, a little bit later, after the weird subset of sports, came the esports, where you are pretty much using your fingers with transcendental quickness to do plays. Stuff like League, Dota, or Dota 2 more precisely. Overwatch is trying to throw its hat into the ring. Call of Duty. Games where you're still working with a team and trying to accomplish something. Some sort of task. They're called esports. There's a reason why they put an E in front of it, people. That's why it's on its own little thing. But now we go to the little section that really just irks me. Years upon years ago, people people have tried to put chess into the Olympic sports, and of course I got shot down because it's not a sport. It's mental gymnastics, but it's not exactly gymnastics. Again, when I said the whole Olympian style sports, gymnastics is one of those because it's a physical thing. Instead of just running or sprinting, you're moving yourself around all over the place to make it look pretty. You get the idea. Martial arts are in the same boat. UFC, same boat. Boxing, same boat. But then you have stuff like chess, which came up. And people are like, well, that's not exactly a sport. And to a point, I agree. The mental gymnastics is more of tactics. It's just that simple. It's more of a tactical thing. You're trying to outwit your opponent and beat them with tactics. Not with raw force, not with physicality, not anything like that. It's just tactics. That being said, it got shot down. You're trying tactics over... No, we're not counting that for an Olympic sport, sorry. And people are like, cool, whatever. Of course, there's a little clock timer, and you're still like, move a pawn. I move my rook. I move this, that. And they keep hitting this clock because they're trying to beat each other as fast as possible, showing that their brains can process the tactics rapidly. Fine, whatever. That's not exactly a sport. Stopping a clock is not a sport. Using tactics on a board, not a sport. That's like saying Warhammer 40k with the little figurines. That's a sport. You're trying to say that's a sport. Maybe set up as a sport, but really, that's a whole other kettle of fish. This is why some things are just games, like D&D, Warhammer 40k, Pokemon trading cards, things like that. There's a reason why they're just games. With that said, however, people have come back around and reminded me that poker, Texas Hold'em, etc., that's a sport. And I'm trying to figure out how. Because let's just break down the definition of sports real quick, just in general. In general, you have at least 80 to 90% of actual skill, knowledge, tactical logistics, things of that nature going on. This means you train, you've practiced, you've learned, you've done few things to make sure you are as good as you can get naturally. Fine. The last 10 is based on luck. If that. Some people don't even have a 10% for luck because they're just that damn good. That said, the fact people are trying to say poker is a sport, I don't understand where you're coming from. I want to understand where you're coming from, I really do, because this is some mental gymnastics I cannot put myself through. Apparently, I can do 2 back handsprings and then I run to a wall. I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing where it's coming from. But they're sitting there telling me with a straight face that poker and Texas Hold'em and all that is a sport because it's on ESPN. I don't care. The freaking spelling bee is on ESPN. That's not exactly a sport either. But I just... As much as people fight against esports, at least there's like a specific definition for esports, and that's why that works the way it does. These, I swear, I don't know where they're coming from, and yet they're called sports. Well, poker is a sport because, okay, hold on. Before you go into that, before you sit there and try to argue with me about poker being a sport, Magic the fucking Gathering will be a sport in the same logic. Okay? Pokemon is a sport in the same freaking logic. If you're going to accept poker and Texas Hold'em as sports, then you got to accept those as sports. I'm sorry, you do. Well, no. Well, yes. You're basing everything on a shuffle of a card deck, which mainly means luck unless you are a card-counting motherfucker. Which means you're testing your card-counting capabilities against other people's card-counting capabilities. And most of the matches I've seen on there, they're pretty much just trying to psych each other out. So it's more of a mind game thing. It's a Jedi training camp of mind games. Just with cards. And, you know, that's not exactly a sport. I won because I was able to bullshit the best. Bullshitting is not a sport. It's not a sport. It's not a sport. I mean, if you're able to bullshit by like sleeping with someone's girlfriend or wife, and then you jump out of the house and try to avoid their husband and boyfriend and whatnot, okay, that might be a sport because you're doing a lot more physical activity to avoid getting your shit kicked in. But cards. You're trying to sit here and tell me with a straight face that playing cards is a sport. No, fuck you. Okay, see, I'm getting mad. I gotta calm down. Fuck. Nope. Stop, brain. Stop. Stop thinking. You're thinking logically again. It's bad. Stop it. If you're saying poker and Texas Hold'em are sports, then by default you have officially said that Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh! Yeah, all that's a sport too. That's what you've just admitted. Because the same premise. You are basically trying to use your knowledge of, in this case, card counting, to manipulate your opponent into either surrendering or screwing up. And then, when they do, you just happily throw it back in their face. Because you counted the cards wrong. You're a little flustered. Oops. Which means it takes more knowledge in Magic, more knowledge in Yu-Gi-Oh!, more knowledge in Pokemon, their card games. It takes more knowledge there. It takes more knowledge in Hearthstone than it does for poker, than it does for Texas Hold'em. Because in those cases, if you're a card counter, you have the best shot. That's it. If you can bullshit and you're a card counter, you win. It's the lying Olympics. That's what that is. But it's a sport. How do you come up with that being a sport? How can you say the cards are a sport, but chess is not a sport? Chess is actually tactics. You got to use tactics to beat somebody. Chess, it's I could bullshit and I'm counting cards. I'm sorry. I'm not catching how this is still a sport. Somebody help. Even guys, in the comments, I don't care if you share this video or whatnot. In the comments, just tell me how it's a sport. I am completely confused. Because you're going to sit there and tell me Texas Hold'em is a sport. Poker is a sport. But Magic the Gathering is just a game. Excuse me? A plus B does not equal chair. You need a C, an H, and an A, and an I, and an R to get chair. Sorry. 1 and 1 does equal 2. Chair equals chair. The President of the United States is not 7. Come on! You can't tell me one card game is a professional scene and is a professional sport versus another card game where it's just a game. They're both card games! What the... Well, one has money involved. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can go to Yu-Gi-Oh! And put money on shit. Pretty sure you can go to Magic the Gathering and put down $1,000 saying I can beat this motherfucker's deck. I'm pretty sure you can do that. I don't understand the organics. I really don't. Like I said, this problem came out before the esports, so this has been a thing. Even esports went through and looked at it and went, ooh, okay, if we're going to make this a thing, we're going to have to make sure we have a little bit more of a definition for us to make it a thing. And they did. And that's fine. But, yeah. Please, somebody tell me, how can you sit there with a straight face and tell me poker and Texas Hold'em, those are professional sports. Meanwhile, Goldfish, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic, all that doesn't count. This is double R and I'm out because my brain hurts because it's not a fucking sport. Nope. Stop. It's not a sport. It's not a sport. Card games are not a sport. That's why they're called card games. What next? Solitaire championships? What the fuck?